Now on CoastTV News.
A senior assaulted in Rehoboth Beach. What Delaware State Police say happened. Cambridge Women's Day protest. What organizers say the goal of the protest was.
Well, it was another sunny yet breezy day on Delmarva, and we're going to see a cold night. It's going to be one of our coldest nights for quite some time, with temperatures falling in the mid to upper 20s, but a warming trend awaits. Temperatures are going to be rising into the 60s and 70s through next week. I'll break it all down in my full forecast here in minutes.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. Tonight, we begin in Rehoboth Beach. Delaware State Police say 30-year-old Charles Gaiman attacked a 65-year-old man in a parking lot near the Popeyes on Coastal Highway around 9 a.m. this morning. The assault followed an argument over traffic and parking. Gaiman initially ran from the scene but was found shortly after and taken into custody without incident. He was charged with felony second-degree assault, arraigned and released on a $4,000 unsecured bond. The 65-year-old man suffered minor injuries. In Lewis, a Milford man is behind bars after being arrested for his 5th DUI. Delaware State Police say 36-year-old Maurice Finney was pulled over early yesterday morning on Coastal Highway in Lewis after weaving in and out of his lane. Troopers say Finney showed signs of impairment and failed his field sobriety test. Finney is facing multiple charges, including felony 5th offense DUI, driving with a suspended license, and speeding. Staying in Lewis, operations are now back to normal at the Lewis wastewater treatment facility after an unexpected shutdown early this morning. On your screen now is where officials say the issue led to a minor overflow near American Legion Road, but quick action by plant staff and Sussex County crews kept the impact minimal. By 1:30 this afternoon, plant operations were fully restored, with staff remaining on site to monitor the system. Today is International Women's Day, and many across the country are spending the day making their voices heard, like one group that took to the streets of Cambridge. Organizers say today's protest was against the Trump administration and the mass cuts led by Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency. We caught up with an organizer of the protest who says it was particularly important to come together on a day like International Women's Day.
I want people to know that they can raise their voices and be supported, and that people will listen, and that all of us can raise our voices together to make power listen.
Demonstrators started their march at the Harriet Tubman statue in front of the courthouse in Cambridge. A rally at Capitol Hill was held today to support the people of Iran. Demonstrators are calling for changes to happen, as well as the full enforcement of the maximum pressures of policy on Iran's government. The rally was organized by the Organization of Iranian American Communities. They say the organization supports a free and democratic Iranian republic in line with the aspirations of Iranian people. Hundreds of demonstrators gathered outside the National Institutes of Health headquarters in Maryland today to protest funding cuts involving medical research. Many scientists have said the cuts will endanger patients. 22 states and other universities, hospitals, and research institutions have filed suit, and a federal judge has sided with the states, blocking the funding cuts for now, while the lawsuit proceeds. Russian strikes on Ukraine have killed at least 20 people. Officials say Russian missile and drone attacks overnight killed 11 people, including 5 children, and wounded 30 others. Officials also say 6 more Ukrainians were killed in an attack on another frontline town, and another 3 were killed when a Russian drone hit a workshop. Authorities warn more victims may be found as they search through the rubble. The attacks happen as the Trump administration pushes Ukraine to accept a peace deal. A wildfire risk is in effect today across all counties in Delaware. The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for all of the Delaware counties, warning of dry conditions and gusty winds. Officials urge locals to avoid outdoor burning and properly dispose of cigarettes and other fire sources to prevent outdoor wildfires. And we now take a live look into Dover, and we bring in our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono. Chris, it was a calm day out today.
Yes, it was, Brandon. I'll tell you what, we had plenty of sunshine. We had some clouds to start, but it was, we're still dealing with those pesky winds out there. We have gusts upwards of 30, 35 today. Highs today, well, we hit 52 in Georgetown. We saw 54 Salisbury, 50 degrees in Cambridge and Easton, 54 in Ocean City. You see peak wind gusts today as high as 36 Salisbury, 36 Ocean City, and 30 in Georgetown. We're going to begin to see breezy conditions as well tomorrow. 38 right now in Salisbury, dew point 18, so it is bone dry out there, and the winds are going to be subsiding through the overnight. Right now we're holding at 40 Rehoboth Beach, 38 in Ocean Pines, 39 in Georgetown, and we're at 39 in Seaford. Winds not nearly as strong as they were earlier, but still seeing that northwest flow. Winds are going to be lightening up through the overnight, and with the clear skies, that's going to allow temperatures to fall to about 26 degrees. So it's going to be a cold start to our Sunday with clear skies and calm winds. The other thing is we're going to losing an hour of sleep tonight. The good news is we're gaining sunlight here throughout the Delmarva here over the next months ahead, because we are going to be springing ahead. So make sure you check those fire alarms, and we're going to hopefully catch up on that sleep later on in the week. We are going to be dealing with plenty of sunshine and much milder air as we push into next week, Brandon. We'll talk about the 60s and near 70 degrees by the end of this upcoming week.
Thank you, Chris. And there were big numbers for Delaware's biggest day of giving. Due More 24, Delaware just smashed records, raising over $2.5 million for nonprofits across the state. More than 22,000 donors stepped up between March 6th and the 7th, marking the highest participation since the event began. The 24-hour fundraising marathon organized by the United Way of Delaware and Spur Impact helped over 600 nonprofits, boosted by $350,000 in matching gifts and prizes from sponsors. Parking has once again found a spot on the agenda in Rehoboth Beach. City leaders are discussing extending the paid parking season. The current season runs from May 15th to September 15th. City officials are debating extending that season from May 1st to October 31st. One business owner tells us he hopes the City Council takes the community input into consideration.
I think it feels like the City Council may be a little out of touch as far as considering the seasonality of the area and the business owners and what we expect and rely on.
Another idea floated was just turning parking meters back on around when the Sea Witch Festival happens. In New Jersey, a 14-year-old has been charged with murder after a police officer was shot and killed, and another officer was injured last night in Newark. Authorities say the officers were responding to reports of shots fired. ShotSpotter technology had detected as many as 18 rounds were shot. When police got to the scene, officials say shots were exchanged. A bullet hit one officer in the head, who died later at a hospital, and another officer was also shot, but officials say his injuries were non-life-threatening. The number of measles cases identified in outbreaks in West Texas and a nearby county in New Mexico has jumped to nearly 230, according to health officials in those states. The CDC says measles cases have now been reported in at least 12 states. The majority are in western Texas and New Mexico. Jen Sullivan shows us the growing concerns from health officials.
Measles cases have now been reported in at least a dozen states. As of Friday, more than 200 have been reported this year, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In the West Texas outbreak, which accounts for the vast majority of cases, 39 have been reported in just 3 days.
The only way to stop an outbreak of measles is to prevent infections.
To prevent infections, health officials say more people need to get the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. Typically, the first dose is given to children ages 12 to 15 months and is 93% effective. The second dose, given to kids between 4 and 6 years old, is about 97% effective, according to the CDC.
The MMR vaccine is one of the most effective vaccines we have against viral illness.
Dr. Wilson says the amount of misinformation surrounding vaccines has led to fewer people getting vaccinated, and that's how an outbreak starts. So far, 2 people have died, likely as a result from the measles. a school-age child in Texas, and an adult in New Mexico. Both were unvaccinated.
We should be very alarmed. We haven't seen a death of a child from measles in over a decade in this country.
Measles is highly contagious. The disease causes a rash of red spots, fever, cough, and red watery eyes. It can cause serious illness and even death, especially in young children.
It is the most infectious human virus, more infectious than COVID, more infectious than HIV.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
This week, Texas officials expanded their vaccine guidelines to include infants as young as 6 months in areas where cases are high.
Sunny, dry, and mild are going to be the themes over the next 7 days across Delmarva. We'll talk about how warm temperatures are going to get in that full 7-day forecast here in minutes.
Coming up after the break, we have to show you everything that's happened on Delmarva this week. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Getting Smiles Correct was kind of an easy decision because you guys have an office in Berlin.
I also needed something that was flexible with my schedule.
I'm never waiting there for more than 5 minutes, and everybody is so professional.
Everybody that works at Tillman Orthodontics, they're amazing.
Carrie is always amazing, and I love that if I have my kids with me, you guys have a movie theater.
A movie theater? I mean, you can't go wrong with the movie theater.
Let's get started.
Your first consult is free.
Call Tillman Orthodontics to schedule your free consultation.
It had been an ongoing issue with the ductboard that's underneath the home, a rancid odor, and I said, I'm calling Above and Beyond, and Braden successfully eliminated all this odor. I have no more allergies, no more runny eyes. It's all gone thanks to this air scrubber. This is why I called Above and Beyond. One of the reasons that I went with Above and Beyond services is because I believe in this product, definitely. It's a lifesaver. I can breathe. I'm so much healthier.
From a groundbreaking in Milford for a new corporate center to the Ocean City Film Festival kicking off. There was a lot going on this week here on the coast. Charlie Sakaitis has a look at our week in review.
Monday, the Ocean City Council decided to replace paid parking kiosks with an app. And without meters, this means you're always going to need to use your phone to pay for parking. Locals say it might take some time to get used to. Tuesday, officials broke ground on a new Milford corporate center. The industrial park is off Route 14 and Churchill Road. It's expected to create around 1,300 jobs in Milford. The city says it will feature a walking trail and a roundabout to ease traffic. Wednesday, a seal was stranded on the beach in Fenwick Island. The Marine Education Research and Rehabilitation Institute jumped in to help. Unfortunately, that seal did ultimately pass away a few days later. Thursday, the 9th annual Ocean City Film Festival kicked off. This 4-day event features a diverse selection of films from regional and international filmmakers and will be played in different venues across Ocean City. And Friday, after nearly 15 months, Twin Branch Winery in Milton has officially reopened for business. The winery closed down in 2023. It had opened without the necessary permits. Twin Branch says now that it has everything squared away, it is reopened. And for your week in review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
Health and Human Service employees offered a buyout. That's coming up.
Well, we're going to continue the sunny skies into our Sunday morning. It's a little bit of a cold start, but we're going to warm up pretty nicely in the afternoon, eventually topping out in the mid-50s. Still a bit on the breezy side, but don't forget those sunglasses heading out to brunch. We'll talk about that big warm-up coming up in that full 7-day forecast when we return.
We just bought our first home. Sure, there's a lot to fix and money's tight, but my husband knows how to keep our spirits high and our grocery bills low. And thanks to those savings, the glass is always half full.
Babe, got it.
Even if it's leaking. You're always there for them.
Of course.
And we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
Pulling up to a great-looking home is nice. Curb appeal is important. But here on the coast, even more important is dock appeal. At T&G Builders, if you can dream it, we can create it. For uncompromising quality, contact T&G Builders to design and build your coastal dream home. Over 30 years of integrity, empathy, and love. T&G Builders, the sign of quality. Visit us online at tg-builders.com.
Joining forces for great healthcare, it's Your Dachshund in partnership with Tidal Health. Your Dachshund has much of what you'd go to the ER for, but when only the ER will do, Tidal Health is there for you. Your Dachshund opens 7 days a week with 6 convenient locations and late hours too. Book online for no more waiting room limbo. Fast care at reasonable prices. Your Dachshund in partnership with Tidal Health, accepting most insurance plans and Medicare. Named Best Urgent Care on the Shore. Feel better, faster at Your Dachshund.
Are you suffering from hair loss? Maybe you need to cut a few pounds. Ready to start dating again? Well, here at East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air, we can help you with none of that.
But what we can help you with is plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, tub and showers, water heaters, air conditioning, heat pumps, gas furnaces, and sewer and water main replacements. Stop dealing with chamois that don't work and call Delmarva's top service provider.
East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air! Or find us online at eastcoastplumbing247.com. Forget about it.
A cold March Saturday evening on Delmarva as we take a live look into Ocean City. Clear skies out there. It was another breezy day. We had plenty of sunshine. Right now we're holding at 42 degrees. Very dry out there with, note, the dew point 18 degrees. Winds out of the northwest still about 13 miles an hour, but those winds are going to be calming down through the overnight. We're at 39 in Rehoboth Beach, 41 Bethany, 38 Milton, 38 Seaford, and we're at 37 in Delmar. We had winds gusting 35 today. Right now they are subsiding, still holding at 22-mile-an-hour gust. Indian River Inlet, 12 in Millsboro, but these winds are going to be relaxing through the overnight before they ramp right back up again tomorrow afternoon. We hit 52 this afternoon after a low of 37, so we're right on par as far as our averages go. The record 82 set back in 2000. Sunny skies for our Sunday, a breezy day with highs reaching the mid to upper 50s, but our warming trend is going to really kick in as we start the new week. Temperatures surging into the 60s and then eventually the 70-degree mark as we push into the latter part of the week. We have a small craft advisory up for the Delaware coast that runs through about 6 o'clock tomorrow. Still seeing winds upwards of 25-35. Ocean City down through Chickateague, that is through 1 a.m. Seas anywhere from 3 to 5 feet, and then in the bay that is up through about 8 o'clock. So clear skies across much of the east. We have a disturbance to our south producing some heavy rain. That system is going to skirt to our south and just really provide us with some added clouds as we go into Monday. Well, this is good news. We're going to gain sunlight. We're going to see the sunset after 7 o'clock as we push along here in the month of March as we set those clocks ahead tonight. Clear skies after the cold start. We're going to top out in the mid-50s. And again, those winds out of the west-southwest anywhere between about 25 to 30. And then we will see more of a southerly flow as we go into Monday, and that is always a good sign as we get those temperatures really to warm up. Tomorrow we are in the mid to upper 50s, a little cooler on the coast in the lower 50s. By Monday, we see partly cloudy skies, and we're surging lower to mid 60s. Again, a bit cooler at the coast where we could be in the lower 50s. Over the next 3 days, Chickateague, we're at 53, Sunday 54, Monday. Assateague 50 on Monday, and then we really begin to warm things up into Tuesday where we push the lower 60s in both Ocean City and Fenwick Island. 60 degrees in Lewis on Tuesday as that surge of warmer air comes in. You see average high 53, and we may see a backdoor front come through on Wednesday. That's going to be a little bit tricky, but the warm air really filters in Monday through Tuesday. As I mentioned, that backdoor cold front, keeping a close eye on that, that could wreak havoc. The further north you go, temperatures are going to be in the 50s, but I do think we'll squeeze out a 60-degree temperature in on Wednesday, and then we really don't see rain until next Sunday as we stay well above average as far as temperatures are concerned. Your 7-day forecast shows 66 on Tuesday. We bump the temperature down a little bit on Wednesday because of that backdoor cold front, and then we warm right back up into Friday. Look at that, 70 degrees and 72 by next Saturday.
Thank you, Chris. Health and Human Service employees were offered voluntary buyouts to resign from their jobs. That, according to a person who received the email and an administration official. The agency's approximately 80,000 employees received an unsigned email last night offering them a voluntary incentive payment with a deadline, that to respond on next Friday, March 14th. Migrant families with children are now being detained as part of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said the migrants have a final deportation orders In a statement, the agency said 2 immigration and customs enforcement facilities in Texas are being reopened and retrofitted for families. The agency said the best option for those in the USA illegally is to self-deport because they still have an opportunity to return in the future. 2 New York prosecutors who worked on Mayor Eric Adams' corruption case have been placed on leave by the Justice Department. That's according to people familiar with the matter. Last month, the Justice Department asked the judge in the Adams case to dismiss the indictment. It also ordered prosecutors to drop the case, but 8 of them resigned in protest. Adams faces federal bribery charges and has pled not guilty. President Donald Trump signed an executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Once favored by criminals for trading contraband on the dark web, the cryptocurrency doesn't come without critics, and very few people truly understand all the forces that drive its price, which changes 24 hours a day. Some investors view it as a modern hedge or a safe haven against inflation. The Department of Homeland Security announced it is ending its collective bargaining agreement with the TSA. The move impacts about 50,000 TSA officers. Homeland Security says TSA officers will lose money to a union that does not represent them or protect their interests. The American Federation of Government Employees Union says this is clearly retaliation for its broader pushback against the Trump administration, and it said it will be looking at other legal options. New finding in Hackman's death. That's up next on CoastTV News at 11.
Clap if you love your shell house. Grace sold us our house in Marsh Island. It was just like instant, we're gonna be friends. We couldn't be happier. We instantly clicked from the second we saw our lot to having each other at our son's birthday parties. It's so comforting to have someone help you through something that can be super overwhelming. Shell is happiness and Shell's home. And Shell is friends. It's friends. I was gonna say that.
At Cabinet Discounters, we're turning your remodeling dreams into reality. Whether you're upgrading your kitchen, revamping your bathroom, or adding storage solutions to other spaces, we've got you covered. With over 40 years of trusted expertise, we're proud to bring our commitment to quality and service to Frankfort, Delaware. Explore top quality cabinets, elegant countertops, and expert design services at our showroom. And let us help bring your vision to life.
Cabinet Discounters, great quality, great price.
Why just dream of paradise when you can live in one? With a new in-ground pool from Pools and Spas Unlimited of Milford, you can turn your backyard into a personal oasis. We design and custom build every pool to fit your vision, whether it's vinyl, fiberglass, or concrete. From residential retreats to commercial wonders, we do it all. And with a transferable warranty, you can dive in with confidence. So why not make a splash and upgrade your backyard with Pools and Spas Unlimited of Milford?
Change. It can be so chaotic, especially for seniors. But what is life like without change? Boring, dull, predictable, and even difficult for some seniors. Change can trigger progress, growth, flexibility, happiness, regardless of your age. Are you ready for change? If you're a senior living in Sussex County, Delaware, and need a little help, call me. If you're a senior living in Sussex County and would like to help another senior, call me. I'm Amy McDermott with Seniors Helping Seniors.
There is key new details about the deaths of Academy Award-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa, revealed by New Mexico officials yesterday. The actor, his wife, and one of their dogs were all found dead in their home in New Mexico on February 26th. Cheryl Hubbard has more on what authorities say caused their death.
Discovered in their secluded New Mexico home last week, decomposing for days. Authorities said there were no signs of foul play. Hackman's body was found in the home's mudroom, his wife in a bathroom with scattered pills near her body and an open prescription bottle. Following an investigation, officials revealed Friday they both died of natural causes.
The cause of death for Miss Betsy Hackman, aged 65 years, is hantavirus pulmonary syndrome.
Hantavirus is a rare disease that can infect humans through contact with rodents. Investigators say Hackman likely died days after Arakawa. And the cause?
Hypertensive and atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, with Alzheimer's disease as a significant contributory factor.
Hackman's pacemaker reported his last heartbeat on February 18th, according to the medical examiner, who also said the actor may not have been aware of his wife's passing.
I think the timeline that we've been given as far as the pacemaker results and the history and evidence that we found as far as the timeline of Miss Arakawa, I think a lot of the questions have been answered.
The Santa Fe Sheriff's Department says the investigation remains open while they wait on cell phone records, adding the couple's dog was found in a crate and could have died of starvation. I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Gene Hackman was a two-time Oscar winner with a career spanning nearly 5 decades. His wife, a classical pianist and creative partner, is unclear how she would have contracted the hantavirus, but the case was reported to the CDC. After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, as we take a live look into Ocean City, we have a final check on your forecast.
The world's #1 selling farm tractor, easy to operate and more powerful than your average tractor. Mahindra tractors. Push more, pull more, lift more. With more torque and lower engine maintenance, Mahindra tractors are rugged and tough. We know how much you love your land, so we want you to love your tractor. Get your next Mahindra tractor today. Southern States of Milford, improving farming and improving life. Rooted since 1948.
How many bottles of water do you drink every day? Wish you could get an endless supply of bottle-quality water right at your sink? You can with Shore Water Refining. For about $2 a day, you'll never need to buy another bottle of water. Our reverse osmosis system will take up less room than one case and save you time and money. And as a bonus, we'll install an emergency shutoff valve under your sink to protect you while you're away. Absolutely free. Call or visit us online at shorewaterde.com today to get started.
Success is a deeply personal concept for me. It's about fulfilling a passion and serving others. It's about living in alignment with my values. Exactly what I've done with Capstone Homes. County Bank is my partner, and with their unwavering support and shared values, together, we've built more than homes. We've built a legacy of success.
We're legendary locals bank, County Bank, member FDIC.
When you're ready to build an extraordinary custom home or an exceptional commercial building, Brendan T. Warfel is here for you. From high-end residential homes to customized commercial facilities, Brendan T. Warfel will provide you with honest and upfront pricing, personal service, and stunning finished products. Choose quality. Choose Brendan T. Warfel.
I build every home as if my family's going to live in it. If my name's going on it, it's going to be done right. I guarantee it.
With Brendan T. Warfel, excellence comes standard.
It is prom season in many parts of Delmarva, and one Talbot County event is helping high school students look their best with free dresses this year. Project Mission Prom at the Emmanuel Deliverance Center in Easton gave away free dresses for students across the county today. Event organizer Jayla Holliday says every student should go to prom with confidence.
I believe that all girls should be able to enjoy that special night that we've all been through without having to worry about their financial struggles or anything like that. It's both sustainable and it's also community driven. It's bringing together the young people as well as giving gowns that are typically only one use a second chance.
This is the third year of Project Mission Prom in Easton.
Well, if you've been waiting maybe to get that car cleaned, you're going to have plenty of opportunity here over the next few days because we are going to see plenty of sunshine and dry conditions, and we are looking pretty nice, or at least over the next 3 days, and we're going to continue that warm weather as we push into the latter part of next week. Well, you can get your latest forecast by dialing our First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Brockstead Mandalas Federico. We're up to 64 on Monday, 66. Watch it for a little backdoor cold front that could drop temperatures a little into Wednesday, but other than that, we stay above average, pushing into the lower 70s, and we don't see really any precipitation chances till next Sunday.
Thank you, Chris. And thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.